guys, and welcome to another Tuesday cooking video. Today we're doing 3 shrimp recipes, including this lemon garlic shrimp pasta. Starting with about a pound of uncooked fresh shrimp, 2 ears of corn from my garden, and about a cup of cherry tomatoes also from my garden. Using a half a pound of fettuccine, 6 cloves of garlic, 2 lemons, and a half a stick of butter. I know I went through that fast. I will be processing all these ingredients. We're actually going to cut to that. I'm going to put on some music. You can relax and watch me prep, and then I'll get back with you when it's time to cook the food. Filming this at the worst time of day because the sun is coming in intensely, but here we have it. We have our tomatoes, our lemon, our garlic, our shrimp. I'm going to salt and pepper this shrimp, make sure it's all dried off. 2 ears of corn all cut up, and it's like 4 tablespoons of butter. We've got our water boiling. I have already salted it. Once it boils, I'm going to pop that pasta in the pan. In the meantime, I will cook the shrimp. Forgot to mention whites of the scallion, and then we'll have the fresh greens of the scallion over top. Time to salt and pepper. For our actual cooking process, I'm going to melt about 2 tablespoons of butter over medium heat, then add the whites of our scallions and cook for a few minutes until they're wilted. Now I'm adding the lemon and our cut corn. I'm going to cook that until it gets a little bit brown on the outside, probably about 3 to 5 minutes. Once my corn is cooked, I'm going to add my cherry tomatoes and cook for 2 minutes. Now add your shrimp, and you want to make sure that each shrimp has its own spot on the pan. You really want each shrimp to have good coverage when it comes to cooking each side of the shrimp. It does not take long to cook your shrimp. At this point, I'm actually adding a 1/4 cup of white wine, which I did not mention before, and I apologize for that. You also want to add your extra 2 tablespoons of butter at this point, which I did not film, and that was my mistake. Overall, this meal was delicious. I put it over the fettuccine. Again, I kind of messed up at the end here filming and didn't get all the footage I wanted to, but overall, it's an A+ meal, and I recommend it. The next recipe is also a winner. It's shrimp tacos with pineapple peach salsa. What you need is a half of a pineapple diced, as well as 2 peaches also diced. Sticking with our diced theme, we're going to do about 6 Roma tomatoes sliced up, and then I do try and take out some of the seeds as I go along. The great thing about Roma tomatoes in a fresh salsa is that they have a nice structure to them. They don't get like soggy, they don't mush everything together, and that's why I really appreciate those. You definitely don't have to be diligent about getting all the seeds and the quote gooey stuff out, but it is worth it to try and do what you can. You're also going to want to slice up about a half of a red onion, definitely a small to medium red onion. I know some of the red onions can be huge these days. And the next ingredient is also a jalapeno. Slice that, remove the seeds. I cannot stress that enough. The seeds are the spicy part, so take those out. The really good flavor is in the pepper itself. Do not want to get caught off guard by putting spicy jalapeno seeds in this salsa. It is a fresh and sweet salsa, and it should have a little bit of tang, but it should not be overwhelming. In this version of the salsa, I added a green pepper because that's what I had from my garden. In general, I probably would recommend a yellow or red pepper, just a little bit sweeter. Next, I'm cutting up about a 1/4 to half a cup of cilantro. That really just depends on your taste. I know some people don't like cilantro, but it really does a lot in this dish. I'm going to use a clove of garlic and the juice of 1 lime. Now's the fun part. You get to mix it up and see all the colors come together. This is seriously a visual as well as taste treat. It's an incredible flavor and it tastes really good on the shrimp tacos, also good to eat separately. For the tacos, I am going to use a queso fresco. You can also use, I believe it's cojita. It's like Cojita cheese. The queso fresco gives it a great flavor. I just love that with our shrimp tacos. And I'm also going to cut up 2 avocados to serve on the side. Because I am cutting these in advance, I am going to squeeze half of a lime over that. The citrus keeps the avocado from browning. And then I'm just placing some cilantro on top to look pretty. For our shrimp, I'm going to put them on skewers and grill them. I did not get good footage of the grilling. I'm going to tell you ahead of time. But you just want to do about 4 minutes on each side, even if that, over medium to high heat. For the shrimp, I'm going to basically put it in a little bit of a marinade. I'm just going to use a clove of garlic, kind of rub that over the top of them. Also add the juice of 1 lemon and about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, as well as a little bit of taco seasoning. Now you're going to want to let this sit for about a half hour, maybe up to 2 hours. And then, like I said earlier, just grill it for about 4 minutes on each side over medium-high heat. This is our final finished product. It looks so good, and I'll tell you that it tastes delicious inside of the tacos. For the tacos, I didn't get good footage. Again, we were having a little get-together with my in-laws. But basically, set everything up for assembly. You've got your queso fresco. I'm using corn tortillas here. I just heated those in the oven at 350 for about 10 minutes. And let everybody assemble it as they like. The shrimp and the salsa together are seriously amazing.
Guys, I'm finally making my shrimp Caesar pizza. This is modeled after a Bertucci's recipe from when I used to work there. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to make up a quick little cream sauce. I thought about buying an Alfredo, but I don't think it's really right. I really need like a quick homemade Alfredo. So I'm using a quarter of a stick of butter, a quarter cup of almond milk. This is like the tiniest pinch of salt, garlic powder, and pepper, and a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. So what I'm going to do is I will cook that in the pan all together. It should make a delicious cream sauce. I will roll out my dough, put the cream sauce on it, some little tomatoes, and the shrimp. We're going to cook that in the oven. In the meantime, we're going to toss up our arugula with our Caesar dressing, and we'll place that on the pizza. And it basically is going to make like this little like pita type thing, I think. It's like to die for. It's so freaking good. It almost reminds me, if you remember this, back in the 90s, Wendy's had like this fresh stuffed pita, and it was the most delicious thing, and I feel like that's what it reminds me of. Comment below if you remember the fresh stuffed pita. All right, let's get cooking. So step 1 is going to be butter and milk over medium heat. So we'll add that up. I've also put a pizza stone into my oven at 500 degrees. That is key to making a nice crispy pizza at home. Buy a pizza stone, don't cheap out, put it in the oven way ahead of time and let it heat up at 500 degrees. Then when you're ready to put your dough on, it already goes on a really hot surface and it's amazing. So we're gonna whisk this until it kind of melts together, and then we'll add the seasoning and the cheese. Mixed up, it smells delicious. I think the only thing I may have concerns about is that it's kind of thin, probably because of the almond milk, but I still think it'll be okay. So I just took it off the heat and we shall see if it will thicken up a bit. All right, I forgot to mention cornmeal, semolina, whatever you like. Whatever you like. Just use a little bit of that. I prefer this to using flour when I'm doing my pizza. I just think it's like a nicer, I don't know, something. So just gonna spread this out. You will see when I do this that I should have taken my dough out like hours ago. And I'm actually gonna make like a mini pizza. It really should be like individual size. This is about twice the size that I need. So I'm gonna cut it in half. All right, now watch me roll. So Here's my dough rolled out. Is it perfect? No. Is it individual sized? No, that's pretty large, but I want to make sure it's like thinner. I really don't want it to be too thick. Now I'm going to put my sauce on, my shrimp on, my tomatoes, and make it happen. About ready to go into the oven, and probably for 10 minutes or less. So I will see you after and let you know exactly how long, but it should be about that. All right, let's do the fancy Caesar salad. Aldi, anybody familiar? Classic Caesar, pretty good. Yep, so super simple. Let's just add in a little dressing. Just mix it up. And when the pizza comes out, we will place it on top. I just want to get like the bubbling here. I do have it on broil right now because I really want the edges to get crispy and dark, but I'm worried that the cheese is just gonna burn. All right, just pulled it out of the oven. Did not let it go too long on broil because I really was worried about how the cheese would cook, but I mean, this is like pretty buttery and delicious. I like that sound of that, you know? And so, yeah, literally, you just take your arugula, we'll fluff it up a bit, make it look like a little fancier. Oh, I was supposed to cut it first. Oh well, we'll cut it after. And just kind of place that on top. I mean, I figure you could, if you wanted to, you can do romaine. I really like the taste of arugula, personally. You could put some Parmesan shreds on top, or possibly add croutons to it. I didn't want to add croutons because it seems kind of like overkill. But here is our shrimp Caesar pizza. So just don't tell anybody that I'm going to eat all of this.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video today. If you like this video and want to see more like this, definitely give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see my grocery hauls on Thursdays and cooking videos on Tuesdays, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video.